We on? Okay, cool. So, this week is a special week. I've been a part of a group called OSG, Old School Grounds. Lay's brought me into a group curated by mckeezy, 120 black principals, unapologetic, that humbly are helping when no one is watching. And, Principal Aqua just flew in. He's the first one to fly in. And, I thought it was important to have a boss talks with him because, again, a lot of times the people that are really helping us are unrecognized, and they don't even do it for the purpose of being recognized. They just do it to help the people they love, which is the culture, and they need to be celebrated. And when I first got on the Zoom with OSG, I had a lot of issues with education, but when I started to talk to them, I understood. I was like, number one, I never saw a black principal. And if I did see somebody black in the education system, they didn't have a mustache. They talked different. They weren't culturally, they couldn't relate to me culturally. It was like they were working for them. So I've always, been against that. But, I think if I was younger and I'd seen all these different principles and knew that, and doctors and smart black people, it would have definitely made it where I would have a little more respect for the process. But, I do have issues with curriculum. But what I know about these principals is they have the same issues and they're actually trying to change it. So, I want you to introduce yourself, tell them about, Westside High,
Yes, sir.
and the whole story. You've been on, Oprah and Ellen DeGeneres. And, I'm not going to tell you about all the amazing stuff. I'm going to let him tell you, but then when he does, I'm going to start telling you. So, without further ado, my man,
Appreciate
I call you
Dane.
Dane.
Yeah, that's my name. Yeah, right now. But I appreciate you, Dane. Just even the jewels that you've been dropping on OSG, myself, even having me out here. I came in early because I wanted to build with Dane, and he said he opened his doors up to me. I said, thank you, King. I appreciate you. Principal Aqua Cook, Norton, New Jersey. I grew up there in the West Ward. Went played ball down in Florida Atlantic University, and then coming back to teach. That was like my family. I want to say it's in our DNA thing. My grandmother always was a caregiver to the less fortunate. We adopted some of my cousins and things of that nature. My mom was in healthcare. My aunts was all in education. So taking care of the less fortunate was always inside of me. And I'm glad that I found my true calling. When I first got hired, I think I told you this, I got hired to be the big black guy. They hired me literally to be the bouncer, be the disciplinarian, the sergeant.
There was always that person in the school. I forgot the one that Ben was that guy in the Manhattan Center. That was like, well, it was like not like a principal, but someone that you was just scared of that would like give you detention or get you suspended or throw you around. You was that guy?
Nah, that's what they tried to hire me for. I wasn't that guy. I wasn't that
Mr.
guy.
Brown. Mr. Brown. That was his name. Mr. Brown.
But there, I wasn't that guy, and I struggled, Dane, because it was like, how do I find my way in a female-dominated, culture, system. Education is usually female-driven. So I ended up leaving that school. And when I went to this new school, Dane, it was nothing but men of color. There was so many men of color. And I was like, wow, now I can pick and choose, like, what is great about this one, what's great about that one, and try to become that person. So I figured it out. By now, I went back to school and I got my master's. And I got my master's in administration supervision because at the time, I was being led by an idiot. And I want to say, like, I'm not the school guy. I know I'm a principal, but I don't want to sit up in nobody's school. We talk about this all the time because we got all my OSG team going to get doctors and stuff. I'm like, man, you can't get me to go back to school. But I went back then because I got tired of being led by the blind. So once I got my master's, I sat on it. I remember my aunt, my umi, she said, now I hear you doing good things. How about you, you started doing administration so you can help more kids. And I was complacent then. I just sat and chilled. And I want to say my umi ended up retiring after like months of that. Now I want to say years of she just being at my neck, like, yo, come on. She ended up retiring, Dane, and she was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer not the day after. And my umi ended up passing away. And felt like I let her down, Dane. I really did. Like I was complacent. I didn't want to be that shining star that she thought I could be. And once she passed away, I went full throttle. I got hired as a VP, vice principal. My love has been on display ever since. So some of the stuff that Dane talked about was literally when I got to West Side, my kids were dying. And to combat that, we started doing things in the neighborhood, and then I opened up my school every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, including today. They're right in my school right now on a hot summer night in New Jersey.
I want
6
to
p.m.
understand
to
what
11.
you say.
Yes.
So, you used to, because people were wilding on the street, you opened up the school on the weekend so they had a place to go and be safe and still be able to hang out. And as a result, I remember you telling me the crime rate went down and everything. It's up to later.
Yeah, so I had lost 4 kids to gun violence, right, Dane? And every summer it seemed like my kids were just getting picked off. It was like a scary movie. So in the summer we do Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays throughout the course of the week. So the kids will have a place and we feed them. First and foremost, we feed them their hearty meal, and then we provide recreation. There's no more Boys and Girls Club, Dane. Like, you know, you're a businessman. That model is done. You can't open up a building. But you know, like, you know, even here, you gotta pay bills, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Like, Boys and Girls Club can't run that model anymore. They're not getting that money. Right. So what better place to do it than open up a school? My school is there. All the light bills is paid, everything, the tax, it's all taken care of. How about we shift it?
It's logical.
Yeah.
It's amazing how sometimes the people that are supposed to be so smart don't do what's logical, but then you think maybe they're not doing it on purpose. Maybe it's so that they know that, okay, these kids have a place to go, then we might not be able to build too many jails. It's a way of control.
That's that king talking thing, right? I mean,
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, again, it's logical. It's a quick fix. Why wouldn't every principal everywhere do that? You've done a lot of things with your school that I find very impressive. Like, you know, I'm always like, God damn. So, like, there's a garden, you're building a farm, there's koi fish, there's a barbershop, there's a bank, there's factories, you know, talk about that.
So one of the things, Dane, I'm not the principal to talk about college. I think college is the biggest sham ever, especially now. You know this, Dane. With all of the, like, digital things now, even books, why is college still so high? You know why? You know why?
It's a hustle.
It's an absolute hustle.
Throw that debt on you, the credit, you gotta get a job, then you gotta work for the rest of your life, get more credit, and you gotta work until you're, 90, and you only get to relax when you're about to die.
Dang, it's so crazy that they're allowing them to get away with this. Like, you shouldn't be paying anything for books. Everything is digital. Now we know COVID showed us we can do everything digital now. So cost of books should go down. Even room and board, we're not even there. Especially college, it could be all virtual. I know you said your baby girl was going through that and it was hard, her trying to figure that out.
Well, I'm still paying full price, and they went through the whole school from home. And it's a lot of money.
Yeah. So
School is, to me, again, anything can be used as a hustle when it's in the wrong hands. So religion in the wrong hands is dangerous. Education in the wrong hands is dangerous. Politics in the wrong hands is dangerous. It's just, for some reason, the wrong hands have been dictating the narrative. But that's the reason why I feel people like you that are doing the logical thing for the culture should be showcased. Because once people are aware, they should not accept it anymore. They know that these things work. There's actual metrics and stats. Like, murder rate goes down. Kids stop going to jail. More kids are graduating. Even your basketball team is champions now. Mm-hmm. All of it.
Yes, sir.
And also what I like is you take pride at what I didn't really realize about a principal is that they're a CEO. Your office is a whole building. A whole building and your staff. You have hundreds of people and thousands of people to watch every day. You have to outsource a lot of things. You even design your own clothes. So you also have clothing lines. But y'all don't, because that's not the narrative, I don't even think y'all even are aware of how much better at business you are than most business people. And that's what my thing has been with y'all, is you got too much swag and you do too much for people, not to have all your dreams come true, not to be so wealthy that you could help people without having to ask or hurting yourself. And that's the ultimate thing for me, is for you guys to actually be celebrated and also be rich, because I know what you're going to do when you're out of bread. You're going to help.
Yes, sir.
And what I like about OMG is being fresh, being fly, Like, you know, this is, you look like a student, you know, like, but me too, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we out here, Dan.
Well, it's the thing, like, this is not what a traditional chairman or CEO looks like, but this is what we look like. This is who we are. This is not what you would think a traditional, when you walked in, you saw the landlord could not believe that you were the principal.
Yes,
I
sir.
could see it in his brain. He was like, it had him all fucked up. Because, you know, culturally, we have that swag. Why can't someone that's teaching the kids look like someone as cool as someone that's hustling or playing a sport or rapping, you know?
You talked about it earlier, Dane, on your call. Like, we need to be the new superheroes. We need to be the new role models. The kids are gravitating to the guys on the block that look fly. They got the girl, they this, that, and the third. Wow, I'm got a nice house, nice car, stuff is paid for, this, that, and the third. Why are you gravitating to someone taking penitentiary chances for McDonald's money? Like it doesn't make any sense. So I heard you on the phone talking about it, and you always preach this. Like, we have to be the new superstars. Nike, if you listening, why do you gotta make all these other people the eye of these kids' eye? Like, we right here in the trenches. I'm talking about not just me, the everyday worker, all the essential
You
workers.
definitely need your own sneakers.
I definitely need my own
You
sneakers.
definitely need your own sneakers.
Yes.
You gotta work on that. We'll manifest. We'll
Yeah.
get on this.
Yes.
You definitely doing that. Can you talk about the bank in your school?
So right now, Dane, in New Jersey, we have a Capital One branch in our building. The student ran. Hats off to Capital One. We're the only one in the state of New Jersey. There's 2 in New York City and there's 1, I believe, in Maryland. But we are the only one in New Jersey. What it looks like, my junior year, my kids go through an interview process. Those 10 to 12 kids that get selected go through a boot camp in the summer, and they work at local branches. They junior year in the summer. They come back to school, they senior year, they open up the branch from 11:30 to 3, and they teach financial literacy to my children. Any kid in my building can open up an account for $1. Capital One will match up to $50. So now you have that kid that is teaching them financial literacy, going back home talking to the parents. Now they have an account, and now it's full circle. It's like you curated an ecosystem of financial literacy, and hats off to Capital One for doing that in my building.
Super fun. Mind-boggling.
And they get $17 an hour with that.
That's fine. Now, you know, I know you're building this a garden or a farm.
Yeah, we're building an urban, it's going to be the Ellen DeGeneres urban farm in my school. Yes, sir.
And what does that entail?
So when I first got the first 50 when I went to Ellen, I was just thinking how not to be immoral or, you know, just unethical with the money. I could have went to Six Flags Great Adventure and cashed out. I easily could have did that thing, but I'm always thinking of how to reinvest in my community. So I sat on the first 50. We ended up going back to Ellen. She gave me another 50, so I had 100. And I was thinking, what better way for me to give back? And met with somebody in the Bronx, and they had their own community garden in the Bronx, and they had their own hot sauce. That's what got my eye there. They had their own hot sauce, and I'm like, listen, I'm in the School of Business and Finance, man. We could monetize. We could get some money out of this. So I was like, you know what? With me giving out fresh produce to the community, Dame, I see sometimes that it's not the best produce, right? And I know you vegan, and I know you do a lot of plant-based stuff, right? It's not organic. So by the time we get it, by the time we get it, Dame, it's no nutrients in it. It's all that's been shipped out of it.
I get a garden. I have a garden in my backyard. Getting the energy right off the plant, right on the plate. That's when it's still alive. That's when it's not dead. So yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. I understand conceptually everything you're saying.
So that's why I was like, you know what, let's go farm to table. Whatever we don't do, I create my own farmers markets. I'm already giving out fresh produce. I can take the products that we make, I can turn it into something monetary.
You know that farmers market?
Oh, the farmers market. Oh, yeah, thing.
You know, we go to the farmers market thing every Sunday after COVID days.
They didn't know that. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah. So we've been doing that there. So long story short,
right.
we made it a business. So now we got Westside. My school's Westside High School. We got Westside Capital. Now we got all these, the umbrella and all these branches underneath it. You know, we got Popperton coming. I got 23 sewing machines in there. So we're going to do sewing stitch. We got embroidery. We got heat press. So we have that. So it's so many different legs that's underneath that umbrella.
You keep through it like it's normal.
I'm sorry, man. I'm not trying to take the whole
to
show.
visualize a school that has a bank, a barbershop, a factory in it, and the kids can make bread.
Absolutely. We got their own Shopify account name. So got called westsidead.com. Anything, if you want me to sell the blank with
You're
the
making
DVD.
entrepreneurs. You're making
Yes.
artists.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
you're not teaching people how to have a job. You're teaching people how to get jobs.
So then,
Go.
my thought, and I'm gonna get back to talking about the school and what my thought is, I need to teach the kids to get to a living wage. We keep thinking that diploma means anything. The diploma is wall art. You can get them to a living wage. How do you do that? We start thinking about how each kid learns. Like your genius level talent was something, mine may be this, let's hone in on that and get that kid to that desired result. We too busy worrying about sending them to school, sending them here, when we can just work on that kid and make that kid the best he can be. So with that being said, I am a school of business and finance, right? And my first year in business administration, I got a 1.8. I had like D's and C's, so I'm not the guy, but I do know, and you know from being in Harlem, that Poppy spot, that corner store, everybody that's in that family know the business. Because one, you was stocking shelves, you was doing this, you was on the cash register, so you learn the family business because your family had a business. So I want to make West Side a business, whereas I got a Dane Dash Studios, we teaching behind the scenes how to run a studio.
Don't go too fast.
All right.
Gotta explain that now.
All right. But long story short, I'm gonna have a mall. It's gonna be all these different stores, and my kids are gonna run them. And that's how I teach the family business, and that's how you get these young entrepreneurs to go out and fly.
Absolutely. And they become your partners.
Absolutely. Or they can hire me, Dame. I got a price out there.
Yeah, they can outsource.
Yeah.
So you went past the Dane Dash Studios part,
Yes.
what you're building in there, and the pockets part.
Yes.
Talk about that.
So music is my true passion thing. Everybody like, oh, Cook, you love Coach, you win the championships. Oh, Cook, you love the kids. Dame, I can get up every day and do what you do. You know what I mean? Be around music, be around the culture, trying to find the next Justin Bieber. So that's always been a passion. So whether it was my camp, I had a studio. Whether it's my school, I had a studio. And when I was a teaching Dame, I had a studio in my class. So when got with you guys, I called you and said, Dame, do you mind me using your name on Dane Dash Studios? And you're not even knowing what it's gonna look like yet, but you was like, you're gonna put that battery in my back. And
Not no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So got with Lays. Lays is amazing. You guys know Lays, Elliott, Talos Media, Rock, Logic, and they built out this amazing. It's gonna be nothing like it nowhere on the planet. There's other people that got more money than me, but they ain't got my swag. They ain't got Lays. They ain't got it. So we built this amazing space. We don't knock all this asbestos out, and then it's gonna be. Everyone doesn't have to be Little Baby. That's what the kids think. They all gotta be Little Baby, knowing that he's on QC label. You could be QC, you could be Coach K, you could be other people behind the scene. You know this from Rockefeller days, making money that the artists don't even make. So I'm trying to teach the kids the business of the music industry, but also give them all the tools to run their own business. So whether it's a podcast in there, it's a radio station in there. We doing live band. We stealing from the Black Guns. Got a live band. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, that's the whole thing. You know, it's meant to be mentorship, leading by example. But also the good thing is everything that you're going to be making there, I have the ability to distribute it. So any music that you know, like you said, you're identifying talent. I trust you blindly. You're on the concrete every day. We just put it out.
Yeah.
Whether it's a movie, because I'm doing the movie distribution now, you know, and we have the music distribution. So anything created will not be in vain. It's never just practice. It's not a lost leader. You'll always be able to monetize it if you work and push it, if somebody shows you how. Most people just need to know how. And we're going to show them how, and then other people, you know, a lot of people need those relationships and those plugs, that little bit of nepotism that, you know, culturally we never had amongst each other.
Mm-hmm.
We got it now. We don't need nobody to help us, we help us. And that's what I love about this whole situation. And we're unapologetic about who we are. The swag is on 3,000.
And Dane, you always teach us to be fearless. You said being an entrepreneur is fearless. People keep saying, Cook, how you do this? I'd rather, ask for forgiveness than to beg for permission. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. I didn't get permission. It was literally like, let's just do this, and they got it. My district got to rock with me. And my superintendent, shout out to Roger Leone, like a father figure to me, he covers me. Because people you think, Dane, you know that, the hate comes. But he like, did you get $2 million to fix your gym up? Did Oprah come on a number of blocks to your school? Are you on here? So he covers me and makes sure, but he also knows that I'm gonna bring it to fruition and make it happen.
Yeah, make everybody look good. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, it helps the kids, and that's all that counts. So we're doing the OSG Summit, first annual one in LA. Can you describe and talk about that real fast?
So I just spoke on just hate. Like I really feel love that I never had. And once I got up, it was so inspiring. They make me better. Like I wasn't never thinking about being an author until you get around Principal Rob, Dr. Action, April the Avenger Leon. You get around these folks, it's like, oh, I gotta step my game up.
You have a choice.
Yeah, you gotta step it's feast and famine out here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and you push us. People don't know that. We meet with Dane every Tuesday just to talk business about us, about being selfish, and get us to a point where we're going to monetize something that we love doing, and now we can make the best for our family. So I got around all these folks, man, and it just felt like a family, man. Like when they came to my house a couple of weeks ago, and we had the OSG brunch, whatever we want to call it, the whole thing, it was like a family reunion. I literally felt more good there than I did at the family reunion thing.
I felt that way when I came in, my aunt had passed. I came in for the day, and Willie and I met up in Brooklyn. What school was that?
We was at PS 224. We was at Rochelle High School. Yeah. Go Bees.
It was like walking into her building, and everybody there. It was like really like a family reunion. It was like I went from one family to another, but it was real and authentic. So yeah, this is dope. And it's rare you see a bunch of people, especially from our culture, that celebrate when other people are doing well. You know what I mean? And that's what's really like different about this situation. So let's talk about your book real fast.
So getting around OSG and Dane pushing us, Dennis pushing us, Denise pushing us. It was like, you need to come out with something. I didn't want to do like autobiography. I wanted to do, my thing is love, right? I lead with love. Dane talked about me winning championships. I didn't win championships because I'm the X and O guy. I showed those kids that I love them, I would do anything for them. So in return, they did it for me, and they ended up winning the state championship. So I wanted to create almost a how-to manual, how to lead with love, lead an organization, how you lead Dane Studios, how I lead Westside, how I lead my camp. It's not just about being in charge or something. I have something on my wall, and I'm gonna mess it up. It's by Simon or something like that. But it says being a leader is not being in charge. It's taking taking charge. Taking charge of the people in your care. And you always talk about how you hustle for your name, hustle for your family. So this book is literally about doing everything. You run your organization as if it was your own children. Like we do so much stuff for our own children. Imagine if you run your organization like that. If I let my teachers know I love them and they know what they're going to do for me.
It's like no other way.
No, it is other way, and it's blowing up in people's faces too. Yeah. But yeah, so it's called Focus on the Love. It's coming out in the fall. I'm here. I got a soundtrack. I got some dope. Dane called me some months ago and like, man, I want you to run Dane Studios on the East Coast and just find me some talent, So lo and behold, I did it on the low, Dane, and I'm back, man. I'm back with some goodies, man, and I can't wait to show it to the world and you, and we're going to see what they do out there.
Well, this is what it looks like to be a black principal. You know what I mean? And I'm proud of that, and I think the whole world should see it. The rest of OSG is coming through, and there's more of this right here, and doctors, and I've never seen people work this hard and still be cool, and doing it for people other than themselves, so it's going to be great to see this network come together and get to see people face to face, be productive, get our entrepreneur on, and then help the kids, go by Rod's school as well. So, this is great, and we're going to launch you got to put a name on the studio, the project, like I got a project Everybody Eats.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of this, thing building the studios all over the school? We got to figure out what the name of that is.
I don't know. Mine is named Studios. I don't know.
It's like so people know what it is.
Yeah.
Dane
Because we got the Poppington as well. We doing fashion, sew and stitch, a cut and sew. Yeah.
I don't feel like that.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. I want to be a little humble about it. But,
How you tell us to be
right.
selfish and
right.
that? Yeah, you
that's
stuck.
what I preach. Right back at you. So fast you did. I got it. You can't say anything bullshit around any of these principles. They will check you. You can't bullshit them. No fluff. Always be real. And that's what I love about it. So, you'll be back. You're doing your and we'll see what happens for the whole week. I know we're gonna do and make all
We're gonna have a
kinds of-
listening session too, then we're gonna figure that out. We're gonna have a listening session for some of the stuff off the soundtrack to focus on the love of the book, so yeah.
Or we have a listening session and do all that. Yeah, and they can always come and perform. They can come out in August. We're gonna,
Yeah, we be out here, August 9th, my whole team be out here, then we're gonna figure it out.
I bet.
Yeah.
You know. All right, bro.
Yeah.
Anything? Any other shout outs you want to give? Give me an Instagram where they can find you. Everything.
Yes, I'm principal _ Akbar, AKBAR. You can download my app. You can go to Cook Educational Solutions. I got an app, whether it's on Apple or whether it's on Android. Yeah, we got an app, man. Like, you know, you got a Dane Dash app, we got mine, right? So I'm Akbar Cook, AKBAR, COOK. That's Facebook, and Principal Akbar on Twitter. So please follow us. Go to westsideave.com. You can help my kids out with friends at westside.org. That's it, man. And OSG, man, official OSG. Hats off to Dennis, Days, Denise, the whole team, and of course Rocky and the big guy right here, Mr. Damon Dash.
All right.
All right, King.
Do
He
it.
keeps trying to put that ring. I left my ring home, dang too. I can't bring my ring around here.
You made the whole thing?
I ain't bring my ring.
You made the whole thing?
No, I got no order shit.
Oh, I can't wait for today. We were going design, we're competitive, but yeah, this is always do right.
That's the real one right there. Yeah.
The one
That's the
right
money.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.